Hello, Aquarius. There will be a nice, soft glow for this reading. I don't really know why. But it's like, I feel very relaxed, very peaceful. In a world of chaos, too, let me tell you. You're right. Okay. Man, this horror oracle has just like taken over. It just wants to do every reading. I have to be like, can we let somebody else talk? And they're like, no. Oh. I'm already starting to heat up. The channeling sweats have started, honestly, and every time. I'm like, I'll be so cold starting a reading, and then the second I start to channel, I just like, it's like my blood just like starts to boil. Like not in a bad way, in a channeling way. Okay, so what I'm getting is that somebody around you has been scaring you for like quite a long time, and they have like convinced a bunch of people that scaring you was like the way to do it. And this person thought it was a genius plan. They thought, okay, if I can get a bunch of people against somebody, then we'll scare them right out of here. Like, I don't know where you live, but it seems like people, honestly, I'm getting this as like too, as like possibly your parents or whoever you live with, someone is trying to scare you out of the house. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, they're literally, look at strength on the bottom of the deck. Like they actually are trying to outwit you, scare you in some way, so you'll go running. They don't understand that you will chase them off, right? Like they're not going to be able to do, or maybe they have successfully been able to do this for most of your life, scare you out of situations so then you don't do it. Yeah. 9 of Swords. So a lot of this could be at night, right? You could be haunted by a lot of this at night. Suddenly things come to attack you. A lot of people's words, things that have been said on like maybe even things that you've said, right, in defense of yourself. And it seems like a lot of it happens at night. Like, Michael Myers only comes out at night. Like he really doesn't attack people during the day. Right? So it seems like, I don't know if you have dreams about this person. Wow, I just pulled the Tower and the Ace of Cups. So this Tower is coming down for this boogeyman, okay? Like somebody has successfully done something to you. Give me these lies, please. Yeah, so they unionize with people. So they planted this seed. Okay, they started this seed and they got people to drink their cup, okay? And move on from you. So I don't know if this person I'm gonna call them Michael Myers because that's who the fuck they're coming up as. I don't know if this Michael Myers, okay, what he does or what she does is she appears or he appears some type of sexual way towards people, and it gets them to go on their side because of their appearance. Okay. And this has forced somebody to move on. It's like, you know what I'm getting? Fallen. Fallen is basically one of my favorite movies to describe how the devil works or how entities and demons work, right? Because it goes both ways. It happens in a light way. It can also happen in a very dark way. Okay, I had this entity once jump into me when I was in California, tripping on mushrooms, and I laughed for like a half an hour straight. And my sister thought I was going to drive us over the cliff. Okay, this thing came in me and all I could do was laugh. I thought I was going to die of laughter. I didn't know what was going on. And then suddenly it just left me. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I don't know what that was, but it happens in both ways. Like, yeah, okay, you can get possessed with the most demonic, disgusting entity in the world, but you can also be taken over by something that's like angelic, beautiful, light, resilient, light-spirited, light-hearted, It can happen both ways. If it can happen in the bad, trust me, it can happen in the good. Bad doesn't get to win like that, okay? So they forced you, this entity, what it does for most of your life, that's why you get so worried about it, is it could jump into your spouses. Maybe that's what it's doing. It's turning your spouses against you. Because look I can't help but fucking stare at this 10 of Pentacles in reverse that's just sitting on the bottom of the deck, like the under energy that we can't see, right? And it's because this person, this entity, this Michael Myers doesn't want to see you happy. It wants to see you alone. It wants to destroy your life. Every time you take a sip of your cup, a tower comes down and you're like, okay, most people get to enjoy their 5 seconds of happiness and I get 2.5 seconds of it and you take it away from me instantly. Like, oh, okay, for instance, okay, I was wondering if this was going to come up or not in a reading. So at my work, okay, I always wear toques. I had dreads for a really long time, for like 8 or 9 years, and it made my hair follicles very weak, right? So I've had my dreads out now for almost 2 years, and my follicles, like I usually have to keep my hair in a ponytail because it has to pull my follicles tight, or toques help, right? Hats help where they just kind of like, they secure my head like the way the dreads would, because my dreads were almost down to my ass at one point, okay? They were really long, which means they were super heavy, right? So I wear this toque at work all the time, and we finally got new toques. And I fucking grabbed one off the table instantly. My boss hadn't even put them on display yet. And I was like, can I get rid of the shitty one on my head and please wear this one? He's like, yeah, that's fine. So I put this toque on and I've been wearing it every day since, okay? It's now my favorite toque. It's actually made really good. So I've been having some problems at work, like some people do, okay? And it's almost like the test of time has kind of like been put on me, like what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, right? So I get off work yesterday, my sister picks me up, and then all of a sudden I have this like random heat flash in the car. So I have to take my toque off, right? And let my head breathe. I've had my toque on all day working, okay? 7 hours I worked with my toque on, right? It's like 6 o'clock. And suddenly it was like 9 degrees or 10 degrees yesterday where I live. So I didn't realize how hot it was. So I got outside, I got my winter jacket on and shit. I'm like, fuck, it is hot out here. So I had to take my jacket off right away. Toque comes off, right? My sister tells me, what she did that day or whatever. And we get home and it's in the dark, right? Because 6 o'clock now is in the dark where I live. And my toque falls on the ground. I didn't even know. Okay, I live with a bunch of fucking klepto meth addicts, all right? You can't leave anything outside or it's gonna get stolen within seconds almost sometimes. You could turn your back and somebody's already got it, okay? And I look out the window today and I'm like, what the fuck is beside the passenger door? Like I can see something on the ground, but I also know it's the route for the guy next door for his apartment upstairs. So I'm like, okay, did I drop that? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, where the fuck is my toque? I love this toque. I've been talking about it. Every time I fall in love with something, it gets taken away from me. Okay. So I noticed, oh my God, my toque is on the ground outside. It fucking poured rain here last night, all night. Now we're looking at 11:30 the next day. Okay. That toque should have been stolen. I go running downstairs in my fucking flip-flops, pick up this black thing that's beside my car and go, oh my God, this was my hat. So what the analogy that I put together was somebody always tries to steal something that I fall in love with. Whether it's a sweater, a pair of shoes, a dude, a car, anything. Everything's been taken away from me over the last 5 years. I've lost everything. Anything I try to keep a hold of, it gets taken away from me. And it's these fucking catastrophic, monstrous things that just don't happen to regular people every day. I fucking know they don't. They happen to targeted people, right? That these entities just want to hurt because somehow, I don't know, we must have good karma in there somewhere and they just steal it. But the hat didn't get stolen last night, which it fucking should have. Like I said, everyone here steals, okay? Literally. And it didn't get touched. And then all of a sudden I said, oh my God, you son of a bitch. You fucking knocked that hat out of my hands, because it was pitch black. I couldn't see back there, right? You knocked the fucking thing out of my hands. You leave it there all night. And we've got rats fucking everywhere outside, right? And so the second that we got home, it must have started raining because it soaked the toque and everything left it alone. Right? The rats didn't get at it. There's wandering cats sometimes around, right? But because the toque got soaked right away, it was useless to anybody. So nobody touched it. So it didn't get stolen. So I'm cleaning it off in the sink and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you thinking, yelling at myself almost for letting it out of my sight, and then realize it was $15. I can buy a fucking another one. But then all of a sudden going, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that somebody did something when I couldn't see because the lights were taken away. And then to put it in the path of destruction so somebody else would take it or destroy it. But because now, clearly this entity that's been around me, which obviously has been around you, okay, it gets people to do its dirty work, usually through sex, right? Taking your spouses away from you, and then they do all this dirty work against you because this entity's telling them to do it. Now, the entity's not paying anybody back. Okay, so they're telling people to go and do this. When you get a thought to go and do something illegal, something's trying to get you to break a path of something, and don't fucking do it. Okay, when you break the law, when you break the law, you realize when you break the law subconsciously, nothing happens. You can go through red lights, you can go through stop signs, and you're just okay because it wasn't designed to hurt you. It was just designed to kind of wake you up or start paying attention, but it's not designed to hurt you. And then there's other things that come in that you don't see that stop sign or you don't see that light, and then you get into an accident to hurt you because they all of a sudden blind you somehow so that other people will come in and do dirty work on you and hit you in their cars or fucking hit you in real life or do something or hurt you or harm you in some way. But if this entity doesn't pay these people back, and now these people are getting in mad trouble for hurting you, for going against you and trying to do things, right, that cause you harm because you're not supposed to hurt other people. If something tells you to go and hurt somebody, I would check your fucking self for a second, because nothing should be telling you to hurt anybody at any time, even if they hurt you. It's called karma. It'll come back around, right? So now, okay, I get this victory card, okay, with the Fool in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse with now Strength in reverse. Okay, so this thing that's had victory over your life for so long, that's got people to admire it, oh my God, you could hurt this person. I didn't think you could hurt anybody, and now you picked to hurt this person. That's amazing, right? Has now gone to this person is going into the hole, and they're taking their fire with them, and it's the way that I see it, this entity, this Michael Myers, whatever this has been doing this, is going to get sucked into some type of world where all the strength in them, they could have all the strength of 100 men, and it's still going to harm them. It's still not going to be enough, because if you think of it this way, if you've got like personal boundaries around you and you've got shields and you've got karmic energy that protects you, okay, trying to go against that karmic energy causes this thing a lot of energy. It causes a lot of energy around the people that are trying to hurt you as well, right? Because nobody understands why they suddenly have this hatred for you, or this, attack to kill, right, when they get into your vicinity. And it's because this thing has it had power, and it jumps into things, and it jumps into people that it knows are angry already, right? So then the angry ones get even angrier when they have to deal with you, right? So and this probably caused a lot of travel, for somebody, like a lot of, new jobs, new spouses, new friendships, new towns, new starts, new all the time. And it's because this thing wants to see everything get stripped away from you. So you have to bounce back, and then everything gets stripped away from you again. And then you have to bounce back, because it wants to harm and haunt you all in the same realm. Okay. And you can hear this thing, it hurts you, that it attacks you, because you can feel it at night when you're by yourself. Your energy is finally like grounded. You get into your bed, and then poof, this thing just wants to smoke you right in the face, because it doesn't want you to rest. It doesn't want you to take comfort in your life. It wants you to be on your toes, ready to move at any point in time. It tells you to move because you're not wanted. Whoa. Spontaneous death. Literally, like I don't know if it's this thing or if it's you coming into something new, but that 3 of Wands is looking straight at that death, who's looking straight at that man that's in front of that coffin, right? So it's like now it's being, right, because the 3 of Wands, they're waiting for their ships to come in. Okay. And he's got to pick the right ship to then go out with. Right. So if death comes, if your spirit, okay, whether feminine or masculine, right, your trigger now is this death to come and get rid of this thing. That's the whole mission of it. Right. So if you've all of a sudden had way more confidence, put your foot down, you can't charge my room, you can't get into my house, you can't take money from me. Like, it's like holding your ground, okay? Big time holding your ground, because of this thing that keeps trying to hurt you and put you into these tower moments, where once the tower moments happen and you lose everything, this thing gains everything from everything you just lost, right? So now you've got this bullseye to pull on death, to be like, this has to change, right? Whoever's sitting in front of the grave waiting to die, guess what? They're going to die now. It's like you get off the pedestal for this thing. Right? And that's what happens, is if somebody's putting their energy towards somebody, and it's not meant to be, it's not supposed to be concentrating on that person is blaming them for something, or, just putting excess energy onto a vulnerable, innocent soul. Universe is going to take wind of that. It might take them a while, because there's like 8 billion people here now, and it's not exactly easy to go around to everybody's doorstep and be like, hey, are you okay mentally and spiritually? Like, I wish. Yeah, this thing is going nowhere. And now, from the looks of it, you don't have to go anywhere. Right? Like, this thing now, it's getting nowhere. Okay. Which means nobody is just willing to give somebody their money anymore. Okay. I'm not just going to give you my money. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Whereas, like, maybe back then, somebody came knocking on your door, you would give them money. right? Because you felt bad or something. Now, because that stopped, and because you're standing up for yourself, you put personal boundaries up, right? It stopped this entity from being able to make you walk away, right? It's the Knight of Cups in reverse. It's not getting anywhere now because you stood your ground, right? And I don't even think you knew that you were standing your ground. I think it was just your soul was at a point where they couldn't make any more decisions for you because this thing was just going to make you keep running and running and running and running and running, right? So it's almost like the universe had to give you this gift of you having to balance yourself out like a motherfucker, okay? Like you had to do so much work on yourself between your emotions and your grounding. So then this thing that kept getting off the ground would slow down until everybody hated it, right? Its energy was so quick moving and so fast because people hated you and they wanted you to go, right? They didn't want you around. You seemed threatening, right? You seemed abusive or you seemed too much because you've seen too much. Of course, you're going to be a lot. You've seen the world, right? Whereas most people are just used to lying to themselves and lying to everybody around them. They really don't give a shit, right? It's the whole show has always been about them, okay? And now it seems like you put your money and you put the investment into yourself because that's the only thing you could do, right? You didn't know what else to do. You couldn't see. You were in the dark, right? And then the more that you then started taking care of yourself and putting the investment into you because you couldn't see, right? Force this entity, and especially if you stopped having sex with people or stopped connecting with people, that it stopped connecting with people, right? And then this whole, I think I can connect with things that can hurt them because I'm the teacher and I know what I'm doing. Like this entity really thought that it knew everything. It thought it knew every avenue. It thought it knew every person, everything, every place that could possibly ruin you, okay? But because you loved yourself and you got out of this anxiety, you wrapped the cycle up on it and it didn't even know what you were doing because you weren't friends with it. You didn't want to jam with it. You wanted it gone from your life. You took basically control back, right? You sturdied yourself. You know what fair is and you know how to work as a team. Okay. That's the whole point of this, is working as a team with the things around you. That's what truly happiness is, how the sun helps everything grow, right? And without the sun, we can't have anything, right? And that's this Michael Myers thing, is without you and without people around you that hate you, it has no power. It can't do anything. Right? It lives off of anger and off of fear and off of other people's emotions. All right, I gotta turn this off now because I'm all of a sudden really, really, really nauseous. And I'm overheating again, which means something. I have to turn the channel off and go and eat something. So thank you for watching. I hope it resonates with somebody, which it will resonate with somebody, or it would not come out in the reading today. That's for sure. A lot of warnings going out, a lot of things being shut down, a lot of patience wearing off. I mean, yeah, patience paying off, not weighing off, paying off. Right? Because I think a lot of people have been waiting for this moment to be like, I knew something was wrong. And you all keep saying that everything's fine. Everything's fine. That's what people go through. And it's not. It's bullshit. It's lies. So, anywho, that's it. This entity's been caught. All right. Universe knows what it's doing. So, your freedom is coming in. Personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just enjoy the channel that is slowly growing so wonderfully. Thanks for your comments and your likes and your subscribes and everything you do. Hitting that like button really does something. I know it sounds stupid and it seems like it doesn't, but liking the videos do something for YouTube. So if you feel like liking, I surely appreciate it. And yeah, namaste. Have a fucking great day. Word to your mothers.